said the doctor's name is Eileen Schwartz.
She was Eileen Schwartz, and I don't remember his first name, but his name, and he was giving shock treatments to people, you know, and I guess you know the psychiatrist, what they call him.
Okay.
And there was also sometimes he would ask me. He had a male nurse, but sometimes when he would give shock treatments, I would help him hold down the patient, brace them so they wouldn't get hurt, you know, because the shock treatments makes them jump like up. And the pay was very, very little, $100 a month. And then there was the time, then he started to get a little touchy with me, and I said to my mother, I says, I don't want to stay there anymore.
How old were you?
I was 16, I was almost 17 at the time then, and I said, I don't want to stay there no more because I'm afraid if he would do something to me, nobody would believe me. So my girlfriend Marie, she was in Maplewood, New Jersey, and she worked for a Jewish family, and they had come from Vienna, and she was taking care of the man's, their name was Argand. She was taking care of his mother, and she said, they need somebody for their household, you know. I says, thank God I'm coming, and I left over there from the doctor, and I came to Maplewood, and then through my girlfriend, her cousins were working in the American Can Company, and
Where was
my
that?
husband in Hillside, New Jersey, and my husband Fred, he became my husband. He was working with my girlfriend's cousins in the can company, and they said, we have a nice German girl for you. And we met, and we went out, and here I am.
How did you learn to speak English?
Well, after the war, the second language was English, and I had a little bit. I still went to school, you know, and a little bit of English, but when I came over here, I would read the comics, Sunday comics, because I had a basic understanding, and I would listen to the radio, and that's how I learned English.
Marie, how'd you learn English?
I also had a janitor job, and then I was in a club. I took a German club over, and there were the German
Members of the club.
members, and I always said to them, when you say an English word, say it nice and soft to me. And that's how I learned. You had to learn, and it was not easy. And then my oldest one went to school, and then I learned with him, with Carl.
So did you come through Ellis Island? Where did you land in?
No, we came with a plane,
You came by plane?
yeah, to Hyderabad Airport, which is now
It's Kennedy, isn't it?
Kennedy
Airport, yeah.
okay.
yeah.
But I came in Pier 80.
Pier 80.
Yeah, Ellis Island was closed already at that time.
What was your first impression, both of you, of America when you got here?
My brother picked us up from the airport, and I came over the bridge, and on 3rd Avenue he went to the bank, and I saw different things, and I said, oh my God, that is America? I pictured it completely different, you know.
What did you picture it like?
Well, you don't know. You just have something in your head, you know. It's like heaven. And then you see all those things, you know. But you get used to it fast.
What was the most shocking thing for you when you started, just living your life in America?
No, it was nothing shocking for
No.
me. No, I was very glad to
Yeah.
be here.
So it was, kind of easy to start your life,
Yes.
and it wasn't a challenge like it would have been back
Well,
there.
it was.
It was, you do what you have to do when things arise, and
My-
like I worked for those people in Maplewood for about, I think, 9 months, and in the meantime, when I met Fred, and after about 10 months, we got married. It was November 6th, and I was 19, and at 20 I had my first son, Edward. And after, when I was married, I went to work in RCA, and in Harrison, New Jersey.
What's RCA?
RCA is a factory where were making all kinds of tubes for the radios, and I was working on a production line. And when we got married, we bought a house in Union, and that's why I went to work. And my mother, she was living with my brother in the Bronx, and after a while, my brother, he was working in New York, and then he came to New Jersey, and he was working with Fred's brother in the carpet business. But first in New York, he was working with house building and different things. And when he came to New Jersey, he moved to Union, New Jersey, just like we bought the house in Union also. And then he was doing the carpet work with Fred's brother, and that's how we got to New Jersey too. And then after a while, he was quite a long time in New Jersey, and in 77, actually in 76, my brother went traveling around because he says, I can't do that carpet work all the time, it's hard on my knees. He went around, and then he went to different states to find out, and then he bought a motel in Durango, Colorado, the Sunset Motel, and the family all worked in there. They worked very hard, and then a few years later, they bought the Landmark, and they all worked together. And then later on, you want to chime in?
Now you
You
finish.
want to ask a question?
I have a couple questions for you, Marie. Number one,